Hello, Dr. Lam. Today we are going to talk about the Japanese popular music. I'm Liu Qining, and our groupmates have the Learn Lok Han, Matt Man Fong, and Liet Long. Previously, the traditional Japanese music genre were conveyed from the performer to the audience without the electronic media. And today, the mass media and technology have also stimulated the growth of a new kind of music in Japan, and the music performances regularly appeared on radio, television, and other media. In 1907, the first commercial music recordings were released in Japan, and also in Japan, the current music scene has become the exceedingly. In the late 1870s, the shaka songs, which is a blended Japanese and Western elements, and the melodies based on the traditional Japanese scale within the structure of the stanza form and a regular meter. The Japanese people were introduced to Western musical structure, scale, and rhythm. In the 1880s, anchor songs became popular, and for the old generation, the nostalgic expression of sadness. And for the young people, they think that the anchor sounds too old-fashioned. Later, the karaoke appeared, which reinvigorating the anchor and attract the young audience. Also, there are some characteristics of the Japanese popular music. For example, they have a set time limit around 3 to 5 minutes. Also, there are the theme that appeal to the broad public. Also, the stanza form and a steady beat, as well as the live performance to reproduce the record version of the music so that fulfill the audience expectations. In terms of anchor songs, there are some characteristics of anchor songs. First of all, they are the new types of political song, and also the lyrics influenced by the popular vaudeville, and merging elements of traditional Japanese and the Western music. Last, the songs of choice for most karaoke performers. Since the mid-1970s, many of contemporary songs have been written in Western scale, especially major modes, and conforming to the impulse music is listened to by the Japanese youth. And in Japan today, the popular music includes easy listening, rock, punk, and other music based on the Western models. In terms of karaoke, the anchor songs are sung over karaoke machine, and some expensive karaoke machine has automatically scored a performance on a scale of 1 to 100. But exact reproduction of the song in its original interpretation might not bring a score of 100 because the personal expressiveness is necessary. And the composers and the background accompaniment. The background accompaniments range from the earlier simple guitar accompaniments to the sophisticated orchestral arrangements and heavier rock-type beats. And the anchor composers have adapted their songs to the taste of the younger generation. In the new version, they become more upbeat and faster tempos and more optimistic lyrics, also tone down the vocal ornamentation. Because the youth are more accustomed to hear Western-style vocalization. Also, there are the anchor songs, which is named Night Nagasaki, and the background of these songs are old-fashioned variety of anchor. Also, this song is recorded in the 1988 by Geisha, and the mournfully romantic theme of the song, it has a special orchestral background and a vocal style. And the text describes a woman alone in her room as she contemplates the departure of her lover. And the anchor songs, which is a romantic association and the sadness of lover parting, and the scenes of drowning oneself in sake, and which is the crying in the windy night, and rain is also found in the hundreds of other anchor songs. And the minor scale, and they use the minor scale to emphasize the sad mood. For example, in the setting of verse night, like the singer was so. Also in these songs, the form of the songs is also typical of anchor because they use a simple verse with a refrain, and it opens and closes with instrumental sections, which also recur between verses, and contains a complicated orchestration and background singer. And the last, the occasional use of the vocal ornamentation. With a voice enters, the background accompaniments become minimal, and they consist mainly of bass guitar playing the bass line and other orchestral and electronic instrumental filling the harmony. And this accompaniment begins to expand towards the end of the stanza as the vocal part reaches the climax at night. In their harmony, anchor tend to sound like most Western popular music. And also there I have other popular music such as this these few types. Some of them are mixed Western and Japanese musical elements, and also a blend of the Japanese melodies made from the pentatonic scale with Western harmony, progressions, and metrical organization.
I'm Toby Lanahan. I will talk about the part of karaoke. First, let me introduce the background of karaoke. It is a compound Japanese word which mixing the kari and oki together. For kari in Japanese, it is meaning the empty. For oki, it is meaning orchestra. Empties tell us the lacking of tonic, and orchestra is an ensemble of different instruments for a song. Therefore, karaoke is a synthesized instrumental version of a song with no voice track. For the features of karaoke, it usually provides famous and popular songs for their customers, and in the karaoke box, it displays moving lyrics with changing colors for a song. Let's move on to the history of karaoke. In 60 years, an NBC TV series, Sing Along with Mitch, gives out a sing-along format of singing experience to audience. The host sing with a chorus, which provides lyrics in the bottom of a TV screen. In 1971, karaoke machine was developed in Japan by a musician, drummer, who called Daisuke Inozui. In the very beginning, it is not popular, but he didn't give up and he found the potential in the market of this machine, which is convenient singing with a recorded performance. Therefore, the machine first exists in some hotels, but which still are expensive entertainment. In 1976, the first commercial karaoke machine was existed. In 1990, karaoke was spread in the world, including Asia and Western countries. Pass on to the reason of karaoke of becoming popular in Japan. There's four main reasons. For the first one is it provides private place for releasing stress. For the worker can spend time after working, they can get relaxed in that private place. Besides, they will not feeling embarrassing of saying out in these private places. For the second reason is it is because of the traditional keeping humanist relationship in Japan. So singing karaoke can reinforce the relationship among the colleagues. For the third reason is it is providing an echo sound in karaoke, so the people can feel relaxed and they can get out from the character from daily life. For the last reason is it provides chance of practicing the voice, so they can sing karaoke with the help of instrumental accompaniment. For the coming part of culture of karaoke in between West and Asia, there are 5 categories to compare with. There are location, song style, songs amount, weight of operation, and people distribution. In the Western countries, they are more prefer to go to bar to have karaoke, which means they will having a large group of people to join to have fun. But in the Asia countries, they are more prefer to go to KTV room to enjoy a small group in a private spaces. For the song style, Western countries just like wild and shout out style, but Asia countries more prefer to have polite and relaxing songs. In the songs amount, Asia countries obviously having a large distance between in compare with the Western countries. They are just around 30 times of pieces for each venue. In the weight of operation, Western countries are more prefer to have free for singing, but they more focus on you pay on the food and drink service first. In the Asia countries, you must having the payment in to the karaoke, then you can enjoy the karaoke room. In the additional comparison of karaoke in between West and Asia, the Western countries more like to have the song style in Beat It Out and Get Loud, which likes to just have fun. But in the Asia countries, they are more like to have a relaxing song, because mostly there are workers. After work, they go to the karaoke to release their stress. For the payment, Western countries are more focused on the food and drink service I mentioned before, and then you can get the free singing chances. But they are also want you to pay your singing, but it is not necessarily required. In the Asia countries, they require you to pay for the karaoke service first, and then you may decide to have food and drink service in additional money, in additional payment. For the function on looking at the karaoke in the Western countries, they are more looking as an activity of a party, but in Asia countries, they are more just looking like as a reinforcement of the relationship with others. So after those comparisons, we can see that Asia countries are more love the karaoke cultures than the Western countries.
Hello, I'm Ivy. I will talk about taiko. History of taiko. Taiko drums have a long history in Japan, a national symbol of Japan musical tradition. Speculate they were used as a signal for the village to coordinate the activity of their lives. It was believed that the god inhabited the drums, became a critical element in Japan's religious landscape. Found only in the temple Shinto shrines, only the simple rhythms were played with the dance, melody of samisen or the bamboo flute. Only a holy man were allowed to beat them on a special situation. Most of the taiko drumming ensemble are an invention of the post-World War II, as their sound carry far and wide, effective of issuing a command coordinated movement. So why are they so popular? Emphasize summary values, discipline, hard physical and mental training, group coordination, perfectionism. Taiko groups show how conflicting musical values are resolved when the local groups take the international stage. For example, Tokyo Olympic in 1964, Oscar World Exposition of 1970 put the taiko groups in the limelight, drawing a large audience as well as many prospective students. In fear of a many stereotyped national image, consider locally important lose out before an international audience. So here is the type of taiko. The word taiko means drums, stands for all the various kind of drums played in Japan. They are roughly divided into two types. One is the taiko with layered head, called byoji taiko. The most famous Nakato taiko, hiri taiko, which had a shorter body. The other was head sketched over a steel ring and tensioned by the roof, called shime taku, refer to shime taku that had a short body used for accompaniment. Shin taku with a long body, especially called okyo taku. Otokasan and doku, representative of the new taiko groups. The groups are the most successful groups among the professional taiko. So I will deeply talk about Otokasan. So it founded in 1969. Its founder, Dr. Goya-san. The group was originally created on the Japanese islands of Soto, where are the group for young men and women gathering to follow the idea of the founder, expand across the Japan and the rest of the world, populating the taiko among the way. While recognized to have set the group work for taiko as a performance art, the principle is that running and drumming are one, and reflection of the drum and the energy of life. So as a student want to learn the drums technique, they need to have a discipline, hard work, and a good harmony. The drums became a spirit tool. To make the large drum resound in an impressive way, need to a great strength and need. For example, they need to run a 10 kilometer hitting the drums, carrying out the straightness and movement choreography. Members' concentration and coordination were promoted. Those practice provided a coordinated framework for playing the trumpet drums. Also, the taiko dance provided a visual limitation and exciting entertainment. This song is about the war drums from the island of Hachijo, and it's about a man who falling in a battle and then he washed in the island is Hachijo and unable to escape. So this song is about he wants to go out to the island and express him missing his home. Okay, so let's listen a few minutes of this song. The song, the drummer beat out a strict rhythm while in the beginning, and the bamboo flute being an accompaniment linked to an part. That's the beat being stronger and faster, at the exciting, enthusiastic atmosphere. And their teamwork is the group's sounding, percussion, and coordination. Performance skill, mostly they include of a woman as a leader and add some background of the Fuji mountain and mix some the traditional and modern style in together. So they produce a folk song And the dynamic expression is they like a wave that a wave have a memory for the guys to telling his feeling of missing home. And the dynamic is soft to now and then go back to soft. In this drum performance, we can see it had 5 instruments: shiro daiko, hojiro daiko, non-jiro daiko, shakiyoyocho, okiro daiko. Shakuhachi is like a traditional Japanese bamboo flute. It had a 5 tonal holes, tuned to a minor scale. A doki-doku, the size is very, and non-doku daiko is much deeper tone due to its non-body. To the bass tone of this drum will shake the ground, making you feel the rhythm throughout your body. Hakio daku, played from either side with considered force. The tone of the drum is deeper and it has a short body. So the last one is a timekeeper. It's the next song of Odoko. 1 back, 1 drum, 150 cm and 350 kg. It's played to the physical limit of the drummer. Now, while you recognize the style of where only a semi-komi was started, for the drummer to explode, the style is at with his back. While in the beginning, the drummer speed up as he moves into the main section of the piece, quickly stick one single note and let the variance wash over the audience. The performance skilled. The mixture of the vocal, instrumental, and modern sensibility, the adamant of the power, a single stage light shine on the solidity, the drummer deliberate, the movement perpetuate the gravity of the art form. Some dance as an accompaniment. The dynamic expression is powerful and volume is
Hello, I'm Michael, and I'm going to talk about the developments of Taiku in local and global. And first of all, I would like to start with the positive effect of local. First, female would be able to take a part in the performance. Before 1980s, women were still limited on participating with traditional instruments, like Taiku, because of gender convention, like men should be masculine and spectacular bodily performance. And women have an image with that they are weakness and should be a good wife that's keeping quiet. Until the man appear, Sach Tanaka, who is the grandmaster of San Fadro Taiku Dojo. And he's the first master which lets women start by dancing during the performance or after the performance. And it's attracted many female join Taiku learning. He have a faith that is nothing can block the curious of interest. And after 1990s, women's populations in charge of Taiku was exceeded representations by men. And this means the female players is more than men's players on Taiku. And to show the society, from the point of view of the society, they can see not only men can do the strong job like playing Taiku or working, and women can show their strength and their ability through Taiku. And it's not only showing the role of women in Taiku that they are strange, but also how women are perceived more general to be equal from gender. About the positive effect of global, Taiku performance becoming more and more popular on Western. I've divided it into 3 reasons why Western audience react quite favorably within. First, the contrast between the formal and the flash of emotion. When the performers are playing Taiku on stage, their emotions on face will change while the music theme are changing. Like being humble, having pleasure or happiness, and it will show on the face, since they have a passion within very much. And if we watch on the audience side, it will similarly to be drama instead of only a music concert that have ups and downs of the emotion, and lets the audience easily to substitute within. But when the performers are performing on shuttle, and it's a place to play with, and to play with the gods, they believe, they will play the music and play with a serious emotion on shuttle. When the visitor visits there, they will find out the atmosphere are grand and really serious, and can show that they are really respecting with what they are believing. And the second, physical condition and mental control with spirit. As we know, taiko players are physically endurance and strength to let the body can have a power to play taiko, and they should be concentrating with only one single mindset or with purpose. Like when they are only playing the taiko, they're thinking only taiko and not anything else. And the traditional costume which keep maintaining. Although they have changed on the costume by some style, but the mainstream or the main message of the cutting is the same, and that can highly impress the encounter from the folk music to show their traditional pieces. And the third, it's become an international culture which invited foreigners learning from taiko. And on the Sato Islands in Japan, it have a group providing Japanese performing art and craft like taiko and some history knowledge with the name of the Kato. And it provided workshop, road concert tour, and Kato Apprentice Center. And there's a place to touch their citizens on Sato Islands, to pass down the knowledge, the skills, and the technique of taiko to the next generation, to let this formula become an to the infinity. And the school have a slogan, and that is spread out the idealistic of the folk and the folk music, a way to play and the passion from the Kato. Many foreigners join Kato because of the road concert tour, and they have provided, and this attracted many music profession to join into, and enrich the coordinations to cater with the social movement, and won't lost behind of the mainstream of music. All information I've mentioned above are good effection. Besides, the concern with the meaning with folk music from different perspectives are very important too, since folk music of our city is how we trade it, is how we define it. It's not defined by another country. The folk music of taiko for Japanese was combined by different professional group from Japan. They have taken only a rhythmic pattern, costume, and attitude from there. It seems like something we trade as priceless. For instance, in Hong Kong, canon pop, freedom of speech, fusion thoughts on music creation are very important. And the folk music from other perspective would think taiko tradition is flexible, and it also can be adjusted because of performance. The performer would add many accidental elements into the performance, since the audience are impressed about all with what they see on stage, with the extra elements that attracting, instead of really thinking about the situation of while the people are really playing on the shuttle seriously, and the audience is by for entertaining. When we perform some general genre like love relationship meeting plus perplexity, it will become entertaining version for them, and without the Japanese history, which was not entertaining thing. In conclusion, the human value embodied in Japanese musical interaction. It is a mixture of native with foreign elements in the evolution of new musical form. We have mentioned that koyo-kuyoku mixed with Western and Japanese music. We form a new form as pop music, and karaoke brings out different culture with their country, like it's become an entertainment in Asia. And lastly, taiko have many foreign people travel to Japan to learn the drum skills, since people think that is very special and admire their perfection. And why we are focused on taiko, since it is a deliberately invented tradition of region origin, which we find certain real legendary aspect of Asian Japanese music and culture. It will touch many other areas of Japan's daily life and culture. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.